So I was playing Halo 2, the level Metropolis. I was having a grand old time, absolutely destroying the Covenant in my Scorpion tank. But that's when I realized there was a massive issue with the Covenant's Wraith, and I'm going to talk about it today. The Wraith is classified as a Covenant assault gun. Its length is 8.8 meters, width is 9.2 meters, the height and depth is 3.8 meters. The mass is a massive 47 tons. The max speed is 43 kilometers an hour and 130 kilometers an hour when the boost is engaged. It's powered by a boosted gravity propulsion drive, and the armament is a heavy plasma motor with 2 automated plasma cannons. The crew consists of 1 driver. The Wraith is the primary armored fighting vehicle used by the government. The Covenant deployed the Wraith as a first strike ground assault vehicle in tactical ground engagements, using it as a weapon platform to bring down structures in the way of ground forces attempting to advance in an area, as well as destroy enemy armor posing a threat to their own infantry. If I was to compare the Wraith to any weapon that exists today, I would compare it to self-propelled artillery because it fulfills the same role. And that's why the Wraith makes no sense to me. Let me explain. When compared to a self-propelled artillery, the Wraith functions in basically the same way. Instead of firing a shell, it fires a burst of plasma into the air that lands and decimates its target at range. But that's where the problem is. When the Wraith is deployed, it's not deployed at far ranges where it can just sit back and shell an area. No, it is in fact deployed straight at the front lines. And it makes no sense to do that. A vehicle like the Wraith should be at the back of the army, shelling enemy positions, not at the front line. But the Wraith is incapable of doing that, because the range of the Wraith's gun is very limited, and its shells are so slow that any person would be able to see it coming and dodge it in time. When compared to its direct competitor, the Scorpion tank by the humans, the Wraith looks like an absolutely terrible vehicle. Even though the Scorpion is about 60 tons, which is about 20 tons heavier than the Wraith, it is also about 20 kilometers faster, but it lacks a boost. But the main reason the Scorpion is better than the Wraith just comes down to the main gun. The main gun of the Scorpion is much more fitted for its role at the front lines. It's a high velocity cannon, and you don't have to compensate for the speed of the projectile being slow and the massive drop off and the lack of range. Not to mention, it also has the ability to hit fast moving targets unlike the Wraith. In summary, my only problem with the Wraith is that its gun lacks range and the projectile is very slow. If I was to improve the Wraith, I would just replace the main gun with something that has a lot more range and a lot higher velocity. In fact, just giving the existing gun a lot more range would make this vehicle a lot better. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you have any suggestions for future videos, leave it in the comments, subscribe, like, share and all that, and I'll see you in the next video.